Okay, this is 66th Street East, and I'm standing to the entrance of a park, Dakota County Forever Wild Parks, Mississippi River Regional Trail. And I'm looking for the old Rock Island swing bridge ruins that's left. And I don't know, I'm parked down there, right down there. I'm thinking I should be heading down this way, but I've just to the right of me, you can see where these trails kind of split here. And one goes up. You can follow it along there. You can see how high up it is. I'm gonna follow the higher one first, and then I'll come back to the lower one, okay? So I'll catch up to you when I get a little bit further up the trail. So we're coming from this way, and I didn't get much further. Here's that building we were looking at, and I found these stones here, a couple of benches and something here, and I'm gonna back up just a little bit because you can see that's railroad bed there too. So yeah, this is I'm probably standing on the old approach that went up to the bridge, and this is your Y. You know, one section's gonna bring you to the north and one section's gonna bring you to the south. That's pretty cool. I never knew this was here, you know. So this must be, yeah, in loving memory of, so must be some supporters that helped to make the park. Here's something here. So here's a sign. I'll let you have a read at that, right? That's pretty cool. And this, I'll bet this is, what? It's a flower pot for a tree. Sure. It's got to be an old signal box, foundation like for a signal. It's parkland down there. I don't know where this will go this way. I might have to follow it just a little bit down the road there. So this leg brought me to a street, some houses back here, and not too much across the street. Electrical tower, and that's the way we were coming from. And this is, I know this was all railroad bed. You can see how it's been cut down now to come off the top of it when it comes down to this street. That's probably part of the old bed over there. I'll just walk across the street just to see if I can pick it up or not. You know it's gone. I mean, it used to run across this road at one time, and it's gone. But it's a little trail over here. I just want to see if I can pick it up again. Otherwise, I'm gonna leave. This is probably somebody's property. It's an old timber. I'll bet that could be railroad related, huh? Okay, there's tracks out that way. There's the train. But I don't see any more remnants of that bed anyplace. Nothing. Well, I had to look for it, right? So we're gonna go back. So I'm on my way back. You can see how high up this bed is. That's actually a really cool view out this way. This is that crotch where the where the Y starts. See that? I'm back at that Y again. And I'm going to put up a map now. Show you where I'm at. Couple of maps so you can see where I'm at. And you'll know exactly where to go if you want to find this place. So I ran into a fellow walking his dog. Which way should I go? You know, the path goes to the right and the left. And he said, "Oh, go down to the lower one because it's just blocked off on the top. Nothing to see up there." Well, I see the block off now and I'm heading that way. But we'll see if there's anything to see. Okay? Well, I guess it's coming up on the end of the journey, but just found another one of these little foundations. Has to be for signals. Yep. Okay, end of the line. There's some stairs here. Lookout platform. There you go. You can stop this and take a read anytime you want. Yep. That's a good picture right there. Is that cool? I'll bet that's a Harpo photo. Okay, so it looks like we'll be going down here, but this is a nice view here. There's the bridge, and there's a barge coming through now. Okay, I kind of hung around up here because I wanted to get this shot of the towboat pushing the barges past this bridge. You'd think they'd call them push boats, but they're towboats. That's because the name goes back a long ways. That's a pretty cool sight. Okay, so I walked down those stairs and I saw this little kiosk here, so here we go. So this was a two-level bridge, and at one time you had a road underneath there. And this talks about when it was actually a toll bridge for the cars. Here you go. The Rock Island passenger train was called the Minneapolis-Kansas City Rocket, pictured here, heading toward Minneapolis in the late 30s. Okay, my wife and I were just talking about this because she remembers getting on the train to go to Kansas City when she was a little girl. And she talked about all the silver cars, but she never saw what the engine looked like. So this would have been like, say, 1960 to 67, in that time period. What kind of engines would the Rock Island have had on their passenger trains? Let me know in the comments, and if you're on Facebook, show me a picture if you can find one. I'd like to see it, and so would my wife. Brings back some memories for her. Okay, Inver Grove Heights Rock Island Swing Bridge Recreational Pier. And then there's a place here, you could have a little cookout and picnic even. So that's that trail where we wound up ending, coming down the steps. And this is mentioning a few people that had a hand in this recreational pier that they made. So I'm going to walk out there and see what we can see. I always like seeing these things and reading them. Load limit. What is that? 20,000 pounds? 20,000 pound vehicle load limit? Okay, so I'm at the intersection where all this comes together here with this other one. And yeah, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, now you guys have to tell me if I'm right or wrong, because I'm out of my realm here, okay? I'm thinking this would have been, you know, the roadbed for the automobiles back in the day, in those pictures they showed us, and then this upper deck was our railroad, and that would have hooked up with that high rail bed we were on earlier. Okay, so we're ending the we're near ending the line here, and there's not going to be any place to go. But I noticed this. That must have been a signal at one time, huh? Right here, just before you would enter the swing bridge. If I'm right, the swing bridge connected to this section, and then there was another section like this one across the river over there. And that property belongs to that refinery or whatever it is over there, so I doubt we'd be able to get over there and walk in there. So I do have a photo of a train coming across the swing bridge, okay, and I believe it was taken from the direction I'm facing. So I'm going to put that in right now so you can see it, and this would be compliments of the Pioneer Press, because this was one of their photos. Right there. Anyway, you know, there's a story of John Dillinger. Yeah, John Dillinger, you know, he was a villain, a bank robber back in the day, probably about the mid-30s, 1930s or so. You know, about the same time you had Bonnie and Clyde and all of those, you know. And there's a story about him racing the cops. Some kind of gunfight they had, and chased him over this bridge. That's kind of a cool story. Wouldn't you like to have been sitting up here and watching him drive by? Cops chasing him. Must have had a pretty fast car. I think all of those bank robbers and criminals back then, I think most of them kind of went towards either Fords or Buicks. Yeah. I know Al Capone had a lot of Buicks, and then Bonnie and Clyde, they always had a V8 Ford. I suppose Dillinger had one too. Fords were pretty quick back then. I don't know if you're a Ford guy. So this is kind of the atmosphere I like to be in when I'm searching railroad history. Naturally, this has all been modernized for show. There's that old railroad bed up there. It's kind of cool, hey? I'm gonna go out that way. Well, the scribblers were here. Yep. One day I'm gonna do a video about our scribblers. Yeah. Graffiti. It's pretty cool, huh? Okay, we're back by the stairs again. I think that fellow works for the park. I saw him earlier. He was on his skateboard and had his broom and his dustpan. Yeah. So, this would be the lower level. We're on our way out. I was whacking the woods, walking around. I'm out of breath. But it's okay, because my heart doctor says my heart works better under stress, so I might feel wiped, but the heart's just pumping away. Choo-choo, choo-choo, choo-choo. Okay, so there's a sidewalk off the trail to the railroad tracks there that's on display, and then back onto the trail. And here's a sign. And this is for all those that'll never be able to make their way here, you know? That's why I do these things. People may hear about this stuff, but they just can't ever go. I'll bet you ever just run across that and try and just see if you could make all the ties. Still working our way back. There you go. That's the gears. Okay, this is just as we come in on the path here. Probably was the old road. Pretty cool. Celebrating the bridge builders celebrating the near completion of the swing bridge in 1895. Pretty cool. Yeah, the sun's in the way from this side, but I'll get one from the other side for you. Okay, so we are back to the beginning. If we would have come in on the lower level, this is what we would have seen when we came in. And the picture says 1895, but stamped up above is 1894. That's pretty cool. So there's that rest area. There's bathrooms there, some benches, a drinking fountain, and this is pretty much the same kiosk as I saw before, but you know, have a read. And we started off down there by that sign in the corner and walked that trail above, and there's Big Red. I'm gonna have to change the name soon. Big Rusty Red soon. And just about ready to head home now. One more look. This is kind of cool. They made the stonework look like railroad tracks on ties. That's pretty cool. So that rail bed is right behind me. I'm sitting on a bench over by this rest area, or whatever you want to call it. Yep, I have reached the end of the trail today. The end of the journey. Yep. So, I hope you enjoyed that, you know. I mean, I do this stuff because there's people out there that'll never be able to get here, and, you know, they'd enjoy to see it. So, I just wish I was 17 years earlier so we could have saw the swing bridge. Yep. Talk about a day late and $1 short. Yeah. Anyway, I'll see you on my next one. God bless you all. And if you have any comments, if you've got any stories to tell about this, please put them in the comments. I'd like to read them. And I'll put up a few in the annotations. I'll put up just a couple of my other videos if you'd enjoy to see them. So I'll see you on my next time. Take care.